Welcome to me and Jason review the episodes of Dalmatian Street. Well, we review the episodes of Dalmatian Street until the last two episodes, because he really doesn't like Cruella de Vil. And then I will review the rest. Although the show may be for families, our reviews will contain strong language, so viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy the review. Today we will be reviewing the episode, The Walls Are Alive. I think there was a full moon out and Dolly wanted to turn the lights off because it was going to be like some amazing, like, scary. Okay, I have done this completely wrong, and why does my mane look like shit? My thoughts on The Walls Are Alive. Well, basically, it was like a full moon or something. Dolly wanted to turn off the lights, but unfortunately, Dawkins did it, and they just kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then Deepak was meditating on a pumpkin and it turned the lights off, short-circuiting electric power throughout the neighborhood. Like, oh no. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Oh. So, unfortunately, Constantine was working or drying the paint drying. So he gets us this huge fan. And then one by one, members of the Dalmatian family started to disappear. The walls consume you. Oh no. The walls. I don't want to get political, but one of the Triple Ds was the last one. They all geared together. And then before that, they started disappearing, and then DJ disappeared, and Dawkins, and no, Deepak had that look like, oh hell no. Then it was Dolly and I don't know which Triple D it is. You can tell me in the comments section. I don't know which one. I have no idea which one it is. But she kept asking questions about the wall. She's like, she just had questions and questions. Does it ever get full? Does it ever get hungry? Would you like to talk to our current president? He might be able to answer those. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to even say his actual name. I don't want to get political. But then Dolly was the remaining one, and she used Princess Positron to go through the vents, and the next thing she knows, she gets stuck in there and finds her entire family stuck and glued onto paint. Like, holy shit. It's horrible. And then she gets stuck. Constantine comes out, and he's got that look like, what the fuck is going on? I had to get a backup generator so that I can have all of this paint. I think he had like a meditation room where he was having the paint dry, but the whole electricity went out. And it was like, he hit the face. The face he makes is priceless. It's priceless. I am laughing my ass off. It's so funny. And then I think one of them sneezed and it like broke it. I'm like, holy shit. I would say a lot about this episode, but there are other episodes where I will say more for my thoughts, but this one is pretty much like maybe Dawkins. Okay, I'm saving that for what would I change? So, Jason, what are your thoughts on The Walls?
Okay, let's separate this by my point of view. In my opinion, it was always like a common Dalmatian Street entrance when Dolly was messing around, like she usually does. I mean, I love Dolly, in my opinion. She's my favorite character. I can't say anything bad about her, other than she's always messing around and pretty much doing everything worse for Dylan. But I don't blame her. That's just her way of being fun. She's really cute. But I did appreciate it that she pretty much became like the protagonist of this particular episode. Because she is one of the most agile dogs and the most bravest ones, in my opinion. She has a lot of courage to face any type of threats. Unlike Dylan, he always screams and runs away like a coward. But yeah, going through the episode, it's just crazy, you know? It's pretty much like every scary movie you know. Lights are out, The walls are calling you. Voices come from around the corners, from the empty hallways. A lot of anxiety rushes through your mind, pretty much makes you think that the walls are closing in on you. There's no air. You feel trapped into the darkness. It's just how this feels in every single scary movie, and how that it felt in that episode for the pups, especially since they were disappearing one by one. I mean, it was just a suspense was slowly increasing in a funny way, because this is not supposed to be a scary series. It's supposed to be a fun cartoon for kids. And yeah, and we found out the truth about this. It kind of reminded me of that movie. I suppose it's probably the Museum of Wax Statues, where that guy captures like different individuals and puts them into their wax and turns them into like statues made of wax, living statues, like a serial killer movie or something. I don't know. And so the concept is kind of similar, because this Constantine cat pretty much does the same thing for his art piece, capturing all the dogs and putting them into a wall. I mean, not gonna lie, if that kind of sounds like something that Cruella will do. Not exactly turn them into a coat, but stocking them into a wall to make an art piece. I mean, that just sounds crazy and pretty messed up. I mean, I don't want to know how they're gonna get rid of all that excess glue into their fur. They're probably gonna start busting their fur, and they're gonna start being like Egyptian naked cats or something. That's gonna be horrible.
Would I change anything about the walls are alive? Yes, I would say for Dolly to just be like, let Dawkins have the lights. I know it's some fancy, like, wolf, dog, moon, let's make it all dark, awesome. I don't know, maybe we put data on this amazing, I think it was a blood moon or something, but you should have just left the lights off, otherwise you wouldn't have made a massive power outage on the lot, which turned off the power for Constantine, and your whole family would have not have been sucked through the walls and the vents onto a giant wall being stuck by wall plaster paint. So I'm basically just saying that Dolly should have just let Dawkins do what he wanted to do. Jason, would you change anything about the walls?
More to say the least, but if I would change it, I'll say pretty much they should have added the catchphrase, "I made your walls," because it would have been totally fit with the description of the walls are alive. But yeah, it's something that will really change in the series. I mean, the disappearance order, the order that the dogs were disappearing, I would have changed it with something a little bit more impactful. Like, for example, from the triple Ds, they would have already all of them disappeared, and Deja Vu would have also disappeared with them, as I was saying. And the last puppy that Dolly would have lost, that would have really made her reach her breaking point, would have been Dorothy. Let's say that. Like if there was a scene where Dolly and Dorothy were the last ones, but Dorothy just ran into a dark hallway, and then Dolly hears the barkings of her, and then she's just gone, and then she completely breaks, like, she cries. Let's say that. She literally feels desperation and a lot of disappointment and upset that she lost Dorothy. I mean, she would have totally cracked under the pressure, and that would have totally made me pretty much wanting there to hug her and support her, because I don't know. I mean, it would have been way more impactful for Dolly if the last dog that disappeared would have been one that pretty much meant more for her, other than Deja Vu.
The ratings, 0 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Now, since this was kind of funny, hilarious, and I am not blaming anybody for being like, this is all your fucking fault, I have to give this at least an 8 out of 10, because it kind of was funny and kind of had a horror movie way when all the Dalmatians got sucked through the vents onto Constantine's side and getting stuck to the wall that he was drawing with a giant fan of the generator. So yeah, hey Jason, what would you rate The Walls Are Alive?
I don't know how am I gonna give this rating. In my opinion, it does look like a scary movie. I mean, pretty much like those type of scary movies like Alien Abduction or even Phone is Forgotten. I believe that's how it's called. But overall, I do like the concept of it and the way that the pups were being sucked on. I mean, it really gives me that suspense and thrilling. Not as much to be scared about it. But overall, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with you, and I'm just gonna go, this is an 8 out of 10. In my opinion.
Thanks for watching. Next episode is Diamond Dogs, and this features Carissa, and I fucking hate that bitch. Plus, it has an amazing, heist thing. And, of course, I can't wait to talk about my thoughts about this, because basically, at the end of that episode, is the best possible ending for an episode. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Jason's 2 channels will be in the description. One is in Spanish, one is in English. The one in Spanish, I'm hoping at some point he does like a transcript in English. I don't know, but yeah. Also, check out the other reviews in the playlist in the description. I suggest you check them all out. And yes, I am back with 2 opinions. 2 people, 2 different opinions. But that's until the season finale, because the last 2 episodes have Cruella de Vil in it, and Jason doesn't like that, so I will be doing those again alone. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.